In last week's video, I asked you guys to leave some questions in the comments for me to answer in today's Q&A video. And you guys asked some great questions, so I picked out about 10 questions to go through. A lot of you guys asked pretty similar questions to one another, so I tried to pick the questions that like multiple people asked. If you guys like these style of videos, leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. I know you guys like the Q&As on like a live stream format, so I want to kind of get the feel of this here to see if we want to do this again in the future with like a legit video where I can kind of go into a little bit more depth and have some time to really think about the question before I answer it. While you're here, go ahead and leave me a big old thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I've got tons of new videos coming out soon, and I think it's going to be a good summer. I just had to get this move under my belt, as you guys know from the last video, and I think we're going to be shooting through the summer and getting right into duck season in no time. Let's go ahead and dive right on in here and answer some of these questions. So Myers Hunting asks, what are your future plans for the channel since you have graduated? With a whopping 20 likes on that. That's a lot of people want to know what's going to go on with the channel after I graduated. And so, you know, in past live streams and stuff where I've talked about this, ideally, in a perfect world, I would have graduated college and been confident enough to do YouTube full time, which I definitely could, but I don't think now is the right time to do that. So what's going on right now is I do have a 3-day-a-week job. I know in the last video I said it was a summer job. It's not a summer job. It's just 3 days a week, year-round, part-time, and I really do enjoy it. So that's pretty sweet. It's got pretty decent pay, and you know, it's a good way to balance doing this and having time to do this, but also having a stable income, because you know, YouTube, you never know what's going to happen, but you know, it fluctuates throughout the year. But it's nice to kind of have that safety net of a job where I'm like, okay, this is secure. I do this 3 days a week, and I can spend 4 days a week on this. So it's a really good balance. Now, my future plans for the channel is to just keep making videos. I want to keep duck hunting. I want to do dove hunting. I want to kind of maybe start to expand a little bit now that I've got a little bit more time. So if you guys are wondering if I'm going to stop making videos, that is not the case. I enjoy it too much, and even if I had a 40-hour week job, I would definitely try and make time to make these videos. And not just because to make money, just because I enjoy doing it. And I think one of the best parts about doing this is, like, if I go on a hunt, 5 years down the road, I'm gonna be like, I remember that hunt. Let's go look at the video and watch it. So that's pretty cool. So I will continue to make videos, and you know, maybe one day I'll get to do this every day of my life and not have to worry about a part-time job. Garrett M asks, now that you're done with college, are you finally going to get a duck dog? Now that is a very good question. I have there was actually, it was about a month ago or so, I had like 3 people ask me if I wanted to buy one of their dogs, and honestly, I would love to, but now is just not the right time. I'm hoping by this time next year, or even March of next year, I will get a duck dog, but I've got so much going on right now. I'm living at home. You know, I'll probably be getting engaged before this fall, and you know, move in, and there's just a lot of stuff going on that it's not the right time for a dog, and I want to be able to spend a lot of time with it and really be able to work with it while it's a puppy. So getting it in the fall, probably not the greatest time of year for me to get a duck dog, so I'm going to shoot for the spring, and hopefully by next year my life is kind of in a little bit more of a balance and not changing around as much. So ideally next year I'll get a dog, and if you guys are wondering, I want to get a yellow lab. I want to get like the real light color lab. I've always loved those dogs, so that's the plan at least. We'll see what happens. Okay, Blanton Robertson asks, what do you planning doing since you're out of college? What am I planning on doing since I'm out of college? Not related to the channel, but like job, where you want to live, etc. So like I said, I've got a 3-day-a-week year-round job. That's kind of pretty solid right now. I enjoy it, so I mean, as long as I'm enjoying it and I get to do this, I mean, I'm going to be a happy guy. But for living, I'm going to probably stay in Kansas. That's my goal. I really do want to stay in Kansas, and you know, we'll find out this fall. But like I said, you know, I really don't think much is going to change. I'll probably stay in the same area, so not a whole lot of changes, but enough to where you know, it's going to be different, but still the same. Matt O'Brien asks a question that a lot of you guys wanted to know. How did you balance college and hunting so much? Well, it's pretty easy when you stop to think about it. Like, for me, I do above and beyond what most people do when they're in college and they hunt ducks and do all that stuff. Like they usually, people besides me and like other people that make videos on YouTube, you go hunt, you get done with your hunt, it's over. But for me, I get done with the hunt, then I gotta get all the video and photos and edit and do all that stuff. So like that's another 3 or 4 hours. So the best way that I found to balance it is to know what you need to get done. You need to prioritize pretty much. For me, school was my #1 priority, and my relationship was the other priority, and then came the videos and the hunting. So you gotta know your priorities and figure out the best way to balance them. So like, let's say during school, I would get up on a day where I didn't have class until like 10 or 11. I'd go hunt, and then I'd come back, go to class, and do all that stuff. So I would have all afternoon to do videos, and I could do homework, but you know, it's just time management is all it is. You just gotta know how to manage your time really well and prioritize. So there's always a way to make it work. You just gotta know when, hey, I probably should not go hunting today, so then I can get this paper done, so then I can hunt this weekend. So just learn how to prioritize. I didn't think it was too difficult. You just gotta know when it's time to maybe sit out from the field and do some other stuff. The Codfather asks, what did you get your degree in and why? So if you guys have been following the channel for a while, I went to college. As a freshman in college, I was a biology major, majoring in wildlife and fisheries. And so I did that for 5 semesters. And then I found out after like 1 semester of like the concentration courses where it was like fisheries, aquatics biology, and wildlife management, and you know, really kind of getting into the real meat and potatoes of the wildlife and fisheries degree, I realized that it wasn't my thing. I enjoy fishing and hunting, but I'm scientific to some extent, but I'm not an academic scientist, if you guys know what I mean. I appreciate nature, and I appreciate wildlife, and I appreciate like all the things that wildlife biologists do, and I would love to do that kind of stuff in the field. But when it comes to being in the lab and reading books and taking tests, that's not me. I'm not that kind of learner. I do best when I'm out in the field doing things. So like my lab classes where we would go out into the field and do stuff, I did really well. But the book classes and the lectures, I didn't do super great. So about that same time, this was kind of starting to get big, and I was running a business and doing all this stuff. Then I'm talking to my mom going like, biology is just not working, and I think I need to go to business. And so I went to business, majored in business management, and I enjoyed it. I really liked it. I did really well, and it took me a little while to find my fit, and when I did, I really did fit in. And entrepreneurship is definitely something that I excelled in, and that was something that I concentrated in this past semester. So that's what my degree is in, and that's probably that's why as well. HB Lawrence 11 asks, are you going to do more cooking videos in the future? And he says that he's done several of my recipes before, and they've turned out really good. So I do want to do cooking videos. I think it's a very important part of the channel. I know a lot of you guys like to see like the kill and cooks and catch and cooks or whatever. Like, that's cool, but I would personally rather do the hunt and then do another video of cooking. So let's say somebody's searching for a good way to cook ducks. They get to see just the cooking aspect. I can do both. I really do like just keeping them separate. And if you guys have any good recipes, be sure to send them my way. I'm always looking for new ways to cook duck. And if you guys didn't know, I do eat a lot of duck meat and goose meat. I've got a few videos planned out that I want to do. But yes, I do plan on doing more cooking videos. And I think it's a very crucial part to this channel and moving forward into the future. Because it's not about just the killing. It's about taking it to the table, sharing it with your friends and family, and just going from field to family. So that's the plan, at least. I'd like to do a cooking video at least once a week during duck season. B. Taylor Outdoors says, how do you promote yourself on social media and grow in a climate of anti-boomstick? That's a very loaded question, and I feel like it's a question that a lot of people ask. And it's not that I promote myself by any means. I produce quality content, and at least I think it's quality. Some of you guys probably think my content's horrible, but I try my best to post regularly and post appealing videos, and really try my best to make higher quality content. So that's, I guess, how I put myself out there on social media and YouTube and that. It's just, I just post. There's nothing else to it. I just post videos and pictures and say, hey guys, there's a new video or whatever. Like I don't try to go out of my way to say, hey, come follow my channel. That's not me. But the reason why I selected this question was to talk about this, where he mentions the climate of anti-boomstick. If you guys don't know what a boomstick is, it's a gun. So yes, there is a little bit of a concern about where firearm content is going on the internet, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, any of that. In my own personal experiences, I haven't struggled with this a whole lot. You just need to be smart and follow the guidelines. It's pretty simple. Just don't show people how to manufacture ammunition. Don't show people how to install a bump stock and all this stuff. It's more or less, you just gotta refresh yourself on the guidelines and stick to them. But most of the time, if you're just using a shotgun in a video to go hunting, you're gonna be fine. But you know, it does, every now and then you do get flagged with the yellow monetized button, but that usually does go away pretty quick. And sometimes it's pretty at an inconvenient time when you're like, oh, I gotta upload this video today, and then boom, you get hit with the yellow. That's always the worst. But you know, that's just kind of how it goes. As for it being anti-boomstick, I think it's leaning that way, but it's not there in full swing, and I don't think it ever will be. There's enough of people on either side to keep it pretty balanced. Brian asks me, do you think you will ever guide hunts? And that is a question that I get quite frequently, and at least during duck season, it's usually like once a week I get asked if I guide. And I do not guide unless like you're my friend and I want to take you hunting, and then you could call it guiding. There were some times this past year where my house pretty much turned into a hunting lodge with my buddies. But as for taking somebody I don't know, having them pay me a couple $100 to take them to the field, I don't do that. That's not something I really want to do. I just want to focus on making videos and keep doing this. So yes, guiding would be cool, but I think I would get burnt out on it very quickly. So everybody that guides out there, I mean, you guys do a job that a lot of us want to do, but probably couldn't handle it year after year after year. So I applaud all you guides out there. But for me, that's not me. I'm confident that I could do it and I could be a fairly good guide, but I would rather keep making videos for you guys. Chris Jameson asks me, what is my favorite shotgun under $500? That's a tricky question. I would never go with a semi-automatic that's under $500, but if we're strictly keeping it definitely under $500, I would take a look at just a Benelli Nova. You don't get the ComfortTech stock on it, but I shot a Supernova and I loved it. It was an awesome gun, and I bought it for $550. So I got the ComfortTech stock, which, you know, it does help out with recoil a lot when you're shooting bigger loads. But I would recommend the Benelli Nova or you know, the Browning BPS. That's a good one as well. So, you know, if you're getting a pump gun under 500, you're good. If you're getting a semi-automatic, I would suggest you look elsewhere. If you're getting a semi-automatic, I would recommend that you bump the price tag up to at least $700. And the last question that we got is from Gage Witt. He wants to know why I'm back with my parents. That's a very good question. And I'm back with my parents because after moving out of college, there's no point to me renting an apartment by myself when, you know, 6 months from now, I would be moving in with my girlfriend after we get engaged. So it's just kind of like a weird limbo time where it's like, there's no point for me to go ahead and go live on my own when I'm gonna move already. So I might as well just stay at home with mom and dad, live for free, rack up some money, and then I can move out after getting engaged and, you know, live with my girlfriend. That's why. It's not like I'm lazy and I want to move back home and stay at my mom's basement because I don't have any money. It's just, it's not the right time for me to move in my own place. I need to take a little bit of time, get everything underway, and make sure everything's white, tight, and right before I move out. So that is all I've got for today's Q&A video. It's been a long one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said earlier, if you guys like this, leave in the comments, let me know what you guys think, and be sure to leave me a big old thumbs up. It means a lot when you guys do that. You guys can also follow me on my social media. I've got a Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. So be sure to follow me on there and stay up to date with what's going on. And if you want to help support the channel, pick up one of these hats. It means a lot when you guys do that. You can do it by clicking the link in the description of this video. But that is all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will catch you on the next one.